Welcome to the TOA CX-1000 online training. In this webinar, we will have a closer look at the intercom and paging stations of the first product phase of the series. Let's have a look at our first product, the CX-1700 video operation station. The core features of this product are the included HD camera for video calls, the 5-inch color touch LCD to control the device and interact with other devices, the dial keyboard to dial the numbers of other stations or trigger some other system functions, an LED indicator for the operation status of the device and also the failure status of this unit. Regarding power supply, it's possible to use PoE or an AC adapter. And the device is designed for indoor applications, tested according to IP3X. The device provides 3 conversation modes. The first one is using the supplied handset. The second one is without lifting the handset and using hands-free communication. And the third one is using a separately available headset. Every station in the system provides an individual phonebook. Furthermore, it's not only possible to do one-to-one conversations, it's also possible to do group paging. We can play back audio files in certain broadcast zones. You can perform system control, for example to activate or deactivate background music. You can use failure management to display various kinds of faults that appear in the system. We have the voice stack feature. This feature allows the pre-recording of a broadcast message and sending the message into one or multiple zones. If all selected zones are currently occupied, the system delays the broadcast until the zones are free. Furthermore, it is possible to display the video feed of cameras in the network. Let's have a closer look at the physical keys of the station. Most dominant are the dial keys that are used for dialing the numbers of other stations. During conversation, the arrow keys can be used to change the speaker volume of the station. The F1 key, also called function 1, is used to open the operator menu in the display. This can be used to change automatic forwarding settings, for example. During conversations, this key is also used for activating functions like door control. The F2 key is currently not assigned. The broadcast key is used to start a group call into a selected zone. If you are in a one-to-one conversation, you can use the hold key to pause the conversation, or use the transfer key to transfer the call to another station. If you press and hold the PTT key, meaning push to talk, incoming audio will be deactivated and we get a forced one-way communication. This can be used in all conversation modes, but it is especially important for hands-free conversations where the system switches to half duplex. And in the end, of course, we have our cancel key to end conversations. The display of the station is a touch LCD. You can program up to 100 virtual keys, of which 10 can be displayed on one page. You can call other stations, you can start group calls, start camera monitoring, activate audio file playback, get a visualization and the possibility to acknowledge fault messages of the system, and basically have the possibility to use the whole function palette of the system. Also, there is the possibility to perform settings for the station directly at the station. And you get an indication for the communication status. More information on these icons later on in this webinar. During, for example, conversations or group paging, you will get screens with dedicated keys. Regarding the installation of the product, there are various ways of placing the device. Regarding desktop placement, it can of course be placed flat on the surface. But it's also possible to place it in a 45-degree angle using the supplied stand. With the same stand, you can also achieve a 60-degree angle. If you require wall mounting, then you need the YC1001 wall mounting bracket. Depending on how the station is installed, you might need a different angle for the integrated camera. Therefore, you can change the camera angle between -20 and 0 degree. To do this, you have to take a look at the back of the device, where you can find a small wheel. Now you will have a look at our second operation station, the CX-1000. And again, the core features of the device. This device comes without a camera. We do not have a touch LCD, but an alphanumeric LCD. Again, we have a dial keyboard, and new are the 10 direct keys for performing various system functions. Again, we have an LED indicator for the operation status and the failure status of the device. It can also be powered via PoE or an AC adapter. And it's designed for indoor applications again. We have the same 3 conversation modes that we know from the last station, and via the direct keys we can perform system functions like group paging, failure management, the playback of audio files, and other system control features. You can use most of the features that you can also use with the CX-1000, but some features like camera monitoring or the voice stack feature are missing. The keypad looks similar, but a new addition are the mentioned direct keys. There are 10 of them, and each of them provides a nameplate. Just like the other station, we have our dial keys, we have our broadcast key, hold and transfer key, our function 1 key, but in this case the function 2 key can be used to open an installer menu. Since we don't have a touch LCD, the device provides arrow keys to navigate through the display. And again we have our PTT and our cancel key. The default screen of the display shows the time and the internal station number. In the operator menu, you can do some forwarding settings, for example. And in the installer menu, you can do some system checks, check the IP address of the device, or activate and deactivate the fault buzzer of the device, for example. The installation looks similar to the OP1700. Regarding desktop placement, it is again possible to put the device flat on the surface. And using the supplied stand, it is possible to achieve a 15-degree angle. For wall mounting, you need again the YC1001 wall mounting bracket. For both stations, the OP1700 and 1500, some features like connectivity are the same, so we will have a look at them for both stations together. Regarding the local integration, we have 2 control inputs, connectable via push-in terminal. And we've got 2 control outputs. Both are open collector outputs and again connectable via push-in terminal. We've got a speaker output that can provide an 8 ohm speaker with a power of 2 watts. And if we have a look at the side of the device, here we can find our headset connection. We've got a mic input and a speaker output, both connectable via a separate 3.5mm jack. And some more information regarding the installation. Both devices have 2 RJ45 connections that allow redundant network connection. But it's important to know that only port A supports PoE. Alternatively, you can use a 12-volt AC adapter. If you require the EU plug, then you can use the AD1210P, or if you require the UK plug, please acquire a commercially available AC adapter from your local market. And we've got fixation points for the supplied zip ties. For the OP1700 we've got 3 points, and for the OP1500 2 points, 1 hidden behind the stand. The zip ties are used like this. The cables are bundled and fixated at the fixation points by the zip ties. And in the end, a single bundle of cables is coming out at the hole at the back of the stations. A special hardware feature of these stations is the handset hook. This hook can be removed from the station, rotated, and then it can be put back into the device. We have 2 orientations. One allows an easy lifting of the handset, and the other one makes the lifting harder, but ensures a safe placement of the handset. This orientation actually is recommended when using the device in 60-degree mode or when it's mounted at the wall. Now we come to our next product, the CX-1700, the touchscreen remote microphone. The most important core feature, of course, is the 5-inch color touch LCD. We also have a gooseneck microphone with an LED indicating if paging is active. Furthermore, we have a monitor speaker, 5 direct keys, again an LED indicator for the operation status and failure information, and again the device can be powered via Ethernet or via AC adapter and is designed for indoor applications. It's important to know that this device is designed for group paging. It cannot use two-way intercom functionality. But still, we can of course playback audio files, have a big variety of system control features. We can display, acknowledge and reset failures. Also returning from the OP1700 are the voice stack and the camera monitoring feature. Regarding the physical keys and knobs of the device, the selection is a little bit more limited compared to the other stations. We have our 5 direct keys. The 5th one looks different than the first 4, but this is just a visual separation. Function-wise, there's no difference. And we have our talk key together with an LED indicator. If we take a look at the side of the device, you can find volume control for the microphone and the auxiliary input you can find at the bottom of the device. The display of the device is basically the same as the OP1700, with the difference, of course, that we don't have indicators for intercom conversations. Connection for local integration. Regarding control data, we have one control input and one control output, both connectable via push-in terminal, and our output is an open collector. For the audio section, we have one auxiliary input. The selection between mic and line level can be done via the settings menu at the display. This input can be found again at the push-in terminal. Talking about the installation, we have again 2 RJ45 connections for redundant network connection. And we have the same situation that only port A supports PoE. The alternative is the same 12-volt AC adapter that you know from the other stations. And we have a fixation point for the supplied zip tie. And if we talk about the placement of the product is only designed for desktop placement flat on the surface. Now we come to the final products of this webinar, the CX-1000 and 1550, the video call station and the non-video call station. The main difference between both products is the integrated HD camera, which only is provided with the CL1750. But apart from this, the stations are basically the same. We have an integrated 2 watts loudspeaker and a dual microphone setup to improve the audio pickup of the audio source in front of the device. We have one programmable direct key. Via the settings software, you can also decide if the key shall be illuminated or not. Regarding power supply, PoE or AC adapter are possible again. Now these stations are designed for indoor and outdoor applications, and they are tested according to IP65. Additionally, they have an impact protection and are tested according to IK08. Therefore, the stations can withstand jet water from all angles and even a person attacking the device with a screwdriver. Again, we have an LED indicator for the operation status and failure information. Now we want to have a closer look at the pictograms that we have on our devices. They are indicators for incoming calls, active conversation, and an associated door being unlocked by a connected corresponding mechanism. Additionally, if you have a dark environment and want to use the CL1750, you can activate a camera light that improves the video quality. This is the same as the key illumination, but with higher brightness. Now we turn the devices around and have a look at the back. Regarding the local integration, we have 4 control inputs, again connectable via push-in terminal. And we have 5 control outputs. The first one is a relay output and the other ones are open collector outputs. It is also possible to connect an 8 ohm speaker and supply it with a power of 2 watts. Coming to the installation, this is similar to the other stations. We have 2 RJ45 connections for redundant network connection, and again only port A supports PoE, or you can use a 12-volt AC adapter. For the call stations, please remember to ground the devices. Regarding the wall placement, you have the option for flush mounting. In this case, you need the 3-gang backbox YC150. But it is important to know that this installation is not entirely even with the surface. And not only the station, also the backbox shall be grounded. Regarding surface mounting, you can use the backbox YS13A. To achieve the mentioned IP65 protection, please take care of the ceiling between the station, the backbox and the wall. Now a special feature of the CX-1750. Let's have a look at the side of the device. Here you can adjust the camera angle between plus and minus 20 degrees. Now you have an overview of the base lineup of the CX-1000 stations. Thank you very much for your attention and see you at the next webinar.